You've probably gotten to a spot where dealing with your acne feels like there's no point. Nothing is working, and so you thought antibiotics could be the solution to my struggles. Look, I have dealt with extremely severe cystic acne, and I took antibiotics. But here's the truth. That could be the number one mistake that you make. You've tried everything, but nothing seems to work. What if I told you that there's a better way? Like I said, just like you, I battled with severe cystic acne for years. I was desperate for a solution, so finally I turned to a dermatologist. Now let me walk you through what that process looks like. When you visit a dermatologist, they'll review your medical history to see if there's anything that could be causing your acne, sunburns, allergies, diet, stress levels, habits like smoking. And once you start talking about skin products, you're gonna get a few suggestions. And in the end, the doctor will decide if antibiotics are right for you or not. That is how my prescription journey began. First, I had topical treatments like retinoids, and then when those failed, I was given topical antibiotics. Still no improvement? Well, next came oral antibiotics like doxycycline. The idea is that your skin has P. acnes bacteria on it, and this is the type of bacteria that can cause acne. It thrives in low oxygen environments, so it can actually be pretty hard to kill, especially with just over-the-counter products. So by using topical or oral antibiotics, it can reduce the total number of that P. acne bacteria that's living on your face and ultimately causing you acne. Now don't get me wrong, antibiotics can help. But for me, they did not. So after 7 to 8 years of battling acne and undergoing numerous rounds of pills, I saw no results, and ultimately I was losing hope. And without results, all I was getting from it was just a bunch of side effects. So before we dig any deeper, let's rank acne antibiotics from least to most harmful. Starting with non-antibiotic topical treatments like retinoids. So these have the least systemic side effects. They can have an initial breakout period, so you have to prepare for your skin to break out for a few weeks. And skin irritation does happen for some people who don't tolerate retinoids very well. Now next up is topical antibiotics. These are generally well tolerated, but they can cause some skin irritation. These don't affect your gut health because they go directly on your skin and they don't absorb enough to get into your gut, but they do have a small risk of antibiotic resistance. And that brings us to the last one, which is oral antibiotics. This is things like tetracycline and doxycycline. These are the most effective, but they also come with a much higher risk of side effects like gastrointestinal issues, sun sensitivity, just to name a couple. They also carry the risk of much more serious side effects, things like vomiting, itching, abdominal pain, potential allergic reactions, and ultimately antibiotic resistance as well. Now, that being said, the main reason that those antibiotics didn't work for me, and the huge problem with antibiotics that sometimes dermatologists overlook, is the importance of gut health. Once I started looking closer into this, I really began to see results, and a few small changes can do the same thing for you. So let's talk about gut health. Antibiotics can wipe out both the bad and the good bacteria in your gut, and this leads to imbalances called dysbiosis. If you are already imbalanced, then a full wipeout may cause a temporary improvement in your acne, but as time goes on, the good and the bad bacteria will grow back imbalanced again, and your acne will come back too. I like to think of gut bacteria like two armies. The more the bad guys grow, the worse your acne gets. Super simple, right? So do you ever get bloated when you eat a certain way or drink certain things? If you're getting gassy and bloated or farty or having indigestion, a lot of times it's because something you're ingesting isn't agreeing with your gut and it's causing inflammation. And this is a really important key factor to remember. With acne, inflammation almost always equals breakouts. And an inflamed gut means that bad bacteria is growing and the good guys ultimately are losing the fight. And don't just ignore your body either. I know you've got 100 other things going on. It's hard to start changing your diet and taking note of how everything affects you, but here's my cautionary tale. When I was 15, I was a soccer player. I just started bodybuilding. I was having a really hard time putting weight on, so I started having a gallon of milk a day. Yeah, a gallon. a gallon. I already can feel you cringing on the other side of the screen. It's obvious to most people that you probably shouldn't have that much dairy. Nobody's body is going to really handle it that well. But I had all the signs: bloating, big gas, burps, hard stomach, really red, inflamed, puffy face, and I had a lot of cystic acne that just kept increasing and growing. But I ignored it for months and then years because I just didn't have time, and honestly, I didn't want there to be anything wrong, so I just pretended that there wasn't. That was a huge mistake that I wish I didn't make, because I ended up with leaky gut syndrome, and coming back from the damage that occurred with that took a lot longer than if I would have addressed it in the first place. So, back to it. We want to avoid things that grow the bad bacteria, but also, how do we give the good guys the upper hand and grow more of them? Fortifying your gut with probiotics is key. Now, probiotics are live bacteria and yeasts that are good for you, especially your digestive system. They help restore the natural balance of bacteria in your gut, which antibiotics will disrupt and completely destroy if you take enough of them. You can deliver these probiotics in two ways. First, good bacteria is found on almost all fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, kefir, kombucha, just to name a few. And secondly, you could take a probiotic supplement like acidophilus if you don't like any of those fermented foods, which a lot of people don't. Now here's the cool thing. Many people, including myself, have seen massive improvements in their skin by focusing on their gut health. It may sound a little bit unconventional because you think of skincare products as the only solution, but this approach can make all the difference. Again, antibiotics target the bad bacteria causing your acne, but they also collateral damage, wipe out the good bacteria in your gut as well. And this disruption can lead to imbalances affecting your overall health, things like bloating and indigestion, but especially including your skin. By addressing acne with a combination of prescribed treatments, gentle skincare, and a focus on gut health, you can achieve clear skin without the downsides of prolonged antibiotic use. And just take it from me, you really want to avoid them if you can. This holistic approach can be an essential step towards a clean, healthy face. Take a look at this. Michaela had a massive improvement in her skin only a few weeks into my acne program when we focused on her gut health and what was causing her inflammation and bloating in the first place. Gut health is a huge part of the acne method, and for good reason, because as you can see, it definitely works. Check out theacnemethod.com because next time I want to be sharing your success story. So, while antibiotics might seem like a quick fix for acne, they often come with significant downsides, and most importantly, without addressing the root cause of your bacterial imbalance, it just masks the problem for a while, and then your acne comes back. And the worst part is that oftentimes your skin issues, your acne, is going to get worse over time. Instead, consider focusing on finding the root of your problem, and for a lot of people, a holistic approach that includes gentle skincare and gut health is part of that plan. So I just gave you super important basics that can improve your gut health and ultimately your acne. But if your gut health is a big cause of your acne, you're going to have a lot more success if you dig a bit deeper, which I do in my Leaky Gut Syndrome 2-part series, which I'll link in the corner and the description below. Like I said before, gut health combined with a gentle skincare routine will work best. So check out Banish. This is my favorite skincare brand for mild to moderate acne, as well as acne scarring and anti-aging. Brian 5 will give you a discount. I've been using them for years. I swear by it. That's where you're going to find glycolic acid, which is in the pumpkin enzyme mask, as well as vitamin C, which is in the vitamin C cream. All right, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't for more skincare videos. And remember, you are not alone. You are beautiful, and you're part of Team Acne. I'll see you skin bosses in the next video.